Welcome back, race fans, to Diecast Racing World. Today is a very exciting day for us here at Diecast Racing World. As you can see in front of you, these boxes hold within them a new Spool Heads Diecast Racing Track. And today we are unboxing this racetrack. Let's see what's inside these three boxes. Ooh, this is exciting. All right, we're going to start with the box that's labeled one of three. We're going to carefully cut open the sides, write down the spool head tape, and let's see what's inside. Okay, right off the bat, we've got this cool spool head sticker set. I think that's pretty neat. They give you that sort of thing so that you can have that for your track. But let's see what's inside. Ooh, everything nice and tightly wrapped up. Let's take out, oh, these are some of the connector pieces that we purchased for some of our other tracks that we already have. So I can see these are the four for the other type of racetracks. The tracks that we'll be able to connect to the Spool Heads track, given that we've got these special connectors. All right, we've got a nice bag of screws here. I'm sure we'll be able to use that eventually as we put things together. And then we have a whole bunch of these 3D printed track connectors. So we'll try and get a, oh, it's got the Spool Heads name right on there. So try and get a little shot of that so you can see that. Got a whole bag of those. Now, taking a look into the box, you can see they've got everything very well protected here, all wrapped up in individual papers. So we're gonna take out some of these and then get to the unwrapping process. Okay, it looks like these are, yeah, all of these pieces right here are the 3D printed support beams that we'll be putting up for our track. So you'll see these, oh, and there's the screw holes right there. Hard to see on camera, but they're there. These are the pieces that we'll put together for all the supports that go with the track. So we've got some smaller pieces here. And another large piece. So all of these pieces very well wrapped, very well protected, and I believe there is some sort of a manual or some sort of instructions inside one of the boxes that shows you how to connect these pieces together. Very well protected as it came over in shipping, and then here are some of the bases that these connect to. So you've got the supports that will sit at the bottom of the track. And again, all 3D printed. Try and get a close-up of this. From Spool Heads. Nicely done. So every track needs a finish line, and here's our track's finish line. Well done. There, it's nice and printed inside of there. It's actually 3D printed inside the track. That is not a sticker. Nice quality there. And then here's our another track connector piece. And as I look on the bottom, it says spool. It says Spool Heads 155 to open track 100 connector piece. So that'll take the two lanes and then push those into the open track lanes on the track. And we've got some more connectors and again more screws. This is going to be a fun time putting this together. All right, so for the remainder of the first box here, we've got two important things. I'm going to show you here, again, all individually wrapped. These are all of the support pieces, it feels like. I don't think I have any track pieces in here. These are all the support pieces, yeah, that go with the track. But along with that, we also have a massive amount of screws and connector pieces and some Velcroed bottoms. This, again, is going to be a labor of love, but I can't wait to put this thing together. Okay, with the first box completed, let's go on to the second box. Box 2 here has, again, the spool heads tape around it. Let's carefully get through that piece and then do that, but being very careful not to cut anything inside the box. Let's look. Ooh, all right, look, as it starts to fall out, we've got some directions. We've got some cross support braces. So again, well packaged, well put together. These braces are going to be very important for the larger part of the tracks where the starting gate is. And they put this all into a box, and you can tell somebody at Spool Heads just wrote that out with a Sharpie. But thank you. Really appreciate you guys putting that into its own little pouch. It'll make it way easier when you're starting to put this thing together. Okay, before we move on to opening up some more things inside of this box, I want you to take a look at this. There is the track. What a beauty. That's the track as it comes out of the box from the manufacturer of Spool Heads, and we're going to put this track together just like that. A 1, 2, 3, 4 turn track coming all the way down from top to bottom, about a 4 foot by 8 foot section of track, racing track. But there it is. Can't wait, but let's see what else is in this box. Okay, in the top of the box here, we've got some more bundled pieces. These are the pieces that will go connected to the bottom of the track onto the supports. And then these are some connectors for all those as well. So a lot of pieces here. Ah, the wireless remote gate. Yes, I thought this was a very important piece to get for this track. This will allow us to start the races remotely. So let's see what this baby looks like. We take it out. Again, everything has that really cool 3D printed markings from Spool Heads. And here's the actual gizmo itself. Here is the electronic starter gate. It'll have two blocks that pop up there. It's got a mechanized electronic components inside, all 3D printed and put together. Power port right there, and then the connector pieces that will go to the rest of the track. And along with that, we've got all the necessary electrical connections. Again, all of the track connector pieces, everything that we need to put this particular start gate in place. Very important for the track. As we're going through this unboxing, we're being very careful to make sure we get all the elements kept together. And there's another sticker set. Hopefully there's one in each box, each main box anyway. And then each one comes labeled. This one is our 180-degree banked turn for the 155 to 1 to 55. That means it's the 2 lanes. And I'm going to put this back where you can see it and just real quickly give you a little preview here. This has all of the track pieces printed up. It's got which part goes where. And this one says high wall plus 5mm spool heads, 155 bank turn, 45-degree right ramp, part 2 of 2. So again, nicely done by Spool Heads. They've got everything together in this box so that you don't really have to go through and and put all of that separated out. They've got it in one nice box unit here that we'll put over to the side as we open up some other pieces. All right, let's see what these ones are labeled. All right, here we've got the straight, 9-inch straight kit. This is the 155, so I'm gonna open this one up as well to give everybody a look to see what it looks like to have these pieces of track. These are going to be a little more in the first part of the track, so let me take out one of these, and as you can see here, this is going to be the first couple of turns of the track. And again, everything well printed and labeled. We've got our slots here to put in our connector pieces. Ooh, you can just tell, really, really high quality 3D printed throughout. So let me grab a couple of cars here real quick. And we'll just grab a couple of nearby Ferraris and put those on the track and then give you a look. This gives you a little bit of an idea about how big this track is, how wide this track is. See how those Hot Wheels are. One is a little more expensive Hot Wheel. The ones that come a little more die-cast, a little more metal bottom on it. This is one of the older Ferraris here. So this is going to mean that these cars will have a little bit of wiggle room up and down the track as they make it to those first and second turns. So there's 3 more boxes inside of box number 2. Here we have the open track 100 millimeter track to the 180 angled low bank left turn. And then we've got another box of the open straight track, the 100 straight track. So let's get this one open so we can see an example of that. This is kind of the meat and potatoes of the track, really, because this comes all packaged, again, extremely well done on the part of Spool Heads here. And then look, this is the track that you often see when you're watching something online, or soon to be on Diecast Racing World, where you'll see the cars. Let me grab a car again, where you'll see the cars kind of running up and down this track as they go across and make their way through the race. And let me get this close. You can see these ridges here. Those ridges are what can grab the tires of each of the Hot Wheels and other die-cast racing vehicles that will go down and hopefully keep them going straight. So whole big box of these, and I like the size of these because these will allow me in the future to set it up in many different type of configurations. And as we get to the final box, the final interior box of the box number 2, we've got the open 100 millimeter 60 degree turn to the 270 degree turn. I cannot stress enough how nice it is to know that when we start to put together this track, we know exactly from these boxes which elements of the track there are. I wasn't sure that would be the case, or if it would just be a whole bunch of pieces in a box that I'd have to sort through and get ready. This will make construction of the track a lot easier. Thank you, Spool Heads. Okay, with box number 2 done, let's set these to the side. And again, got all these support pieces for the track. We're going to bring this box over here, put it to the side, and then we'll get into our final box, number 3 of 3. And ooh, this one took a little beating getting here to me. So let's see. Another positive of this purchase was really that this track came pretty quickly. It didn't take weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It came pretty quickly. All right, greatness literally falling out of the track. And yep, we got our next sticker, so fantastic. And now we get into a series of bases. This is the large base. This is the base that the connector pieces will go into and eventually form the supports that hold up the track. Nice, almost textured like feel in the back here, so it'll get a little bit of grip on the surface we mount it into. And then again, more screw set holes for the supports. And several of those inside here. And as I very carefully take this box out, now we've got another open track 100mm ramp kit. Oh, I gotta open this up. That ramp kit's gonna be cool. Let's take a little peek at what that wrap set is going to be, because this is a little bit of an extra purchase. Always fun to make cars jump, and this was a little bit of a extra buy here with the track. And as you can see, it's got, again, more connector pieces, lots of connector pieces. Oh, it's got the ramp holder, so I'll have to construct those together. But then it's got different size jumps. And we'll just take one of these out of the box here so you can see. All right, this is the 25% jump and the connector piece to the 25%. So I believe, without looking much at the directions, it's gonna go something like this, and you'll get your jump set up something like that, with this support base being right here to connect to the ground, and then the cars will fly off like that. But its own screw set, very nice, and very, again, really easy to see that Spool Heads has put together these boxes in advance of people purchasing them, so they can just grab them off the shelf and ship them off. Well, I'm almost kind of sad that I'm getting to the third box here, but a lot of goodness left here. Here is a 180-degree bank turn. Nice that it's all set up in the box. And then we've got some large bags put together. What's in these large bags? Okay, these large bags have, let's take one of these out and open it up. All right, the 155 pieces. So there's some more of the smaller 155 pieces. So, and then here's some of the turn radius. So we've got some straight pieces and a couple of turn pieces that you connect together, and I think like this, to start to get a banked turn for those cars when they're on the initial, when they're on the first half of the track. So again, I'm gonna put these back into this bag so they don't get disorganized when I'm trying to figure out what goes where. But again, every single piece labeled by the cutout that they did when they 3D print is high wall. This is a high wall 155, 11.25 degree turn. Well done. And put these back in here so I don't mix up what goes with what. Oh, we got some more large size supports here. So a couple more of those large size supports. And here we've got an open 160 to 270 degree inserts for the low banks. So we'll just pop that open and kind of check this out. Yeah, again, well organized. This is for the second half of the track. When you get that bank turn, you can see how curved that is right there. When you get that bank turn where the cars go across this way, this is one of the sections that will produce a lot of action on the track. And again, I'm going to keep it inside of the labeled bag, so it is a lot easier to put together. Here's another piece of the 55mm straight track. Let's just grab that real quick and show you what that looks like. Again, nicely done with the 3D printing, but look at that. That's a nice long piece of the 155 track. And if I grab a car, you can see again, when the car is coming up and down these tracks, a lot of room for them to run through. I think one of the big advantages to having this 55mm track is this is wider than a standard orange Hot Wheel type of track. And I've got a truck here. This truck would not be able to go down a standard Hot Wheel track. It's just that the wheelbase is just too big, but on this 55 you can see it's going to have a nice time going up and all the way through that track. Very excited to take the trucks that we've just never been able to race much before because of their size onto this track. Not only that, but we've also got a series of monster trucks like this Hot Wheel monster truck here. Now, the monster truck too big for this, for one side, but you can put it down the middle here. And I'm going to turn this around so I think you can see right here that it clears it as it comes up and down. So you can do things like run a time trial or a distance trial with some monster trucks, or maybe even a fast-paced monster truck down to a jump at the end and go for some distance. Very excited to get these monster trucks going on this track as well. Okay, but making sure that we've still got our components in the original cases. More straight track here. We've got another small ramp landing. Okay, this is cool. I've got to open this one up. In the diagram, there's a part where you have cars jump from one side to the other. I got to make sure I don't throw this away, but this is it. This is the ramp that then allows the cars to jump off the first part. And if I grab the diagram of the picture of what the track looks like, we're talking about right here to right here, that gap, that jump that they go through. We're also going to be putting jumps down here eventually. Again, we're going to put it together as they have it here first. But these pieces here will allow for that jumping right there as you get past the second turn of this track. Well, at this point, if you're still with us in this video, would like to make the old pitch to get you to like and subscribe. Would love to have more people subscribing to our little channel here. We're really just starting out still. And by the way, we are not in any way, shape, or form sponsored by Spool Heads. We bought this Spool Head track all on our own. Now, if Spool Heads is watching this and wants to send us some stuff to try out, I'd be very happy to do that. But for now, all of this purchased on our own dime. But oh, the excitement of getting all this going is phenomenal. And here we have other pieces of the supports that go on the bottom there. So we're not going to go through all those other than, again, just to show you that these are some really well put together pieces with the machined accuracy of these holes so you can keep everything secure to these holes in the corners, so that if you wanted to screw this into a maybe plywood surface or some other surface, you have that option as well. Well, there you have it, folks. We've got everything pretty much out of the boxes. We've got our diagram ready to start helping us out. Everything well put together in these boxes, so it should make it a lot easier to find the pieces that we need when we need them. Let's get going on putting this bad boy together. So it took the better part of a weekend to get the track together. In totality, here are the support pieces that hold the track in place. Here's what the track will look like, more or less, once completed. All of the top pieces of these rails are adjustable. And here you can see where you connect the track connectors to the top of the support posts that go directly into the track. We've got the top portion of the track laid out here. Then we added on the actual track pieces for the first turn. Slowly but surely added in the next section with track and turn 2. Turn 3 was a bit more tricky because you have to get it underneath and around, turning back towards the left, going under the first turn area. And finally, with our jump in place and our final turn, there it is, folks. There is the Spool Heads track all put together. Let's go racing. For our inaugural race, we have the gold 67 big tires in the back Camaro, going up against the red, white, and blue flag livery of the 2013 Copo Camaro. So we've got a modern Camaro and a classic Camaro. First run down the track, both Camaros looking good, but the 67 Camaro clearly gets out to a lead. Look how it nails the jump. Perfect landing. And although it gets a little loose in the one straight, the gold 67 Camaro wins the race handily. Race 2 of a best of 3, the gold Camaro gets another lead, makes that jump, lands it well. So the Copo Camaro, but the 67 classic Camaro wins out and wins our first ever race on our new track. We've got a ton more races coming soon to the Diecast Racing World racetrack. Please like and subscribe so we can keep making these videos and so that you won't miss any of them. For now, thanks for watching this unboxing and first race video. We'll see you at the next race.